The world is calling. Beyond the familiar roads, beyond the places we know, there is a world waiting to be discovered. A world of breathtaking mountains, endless oceans, ancient cities, vibrant cultures, and unforgettable people. Travel is not simply about reaching a destination. It is about the moments we collect along the way. The sunrise that takes our breath away. The stranger who welcomes us with a smile. The road that leads somewhere we never expected. Every place has a story. Every culture has a rhythm. And every journey has the power to change us. Sometimes, the journey begins thousands of feet above the clouds. Looking through an airplane window, the world below seems smaller, yet somehow more beautiful. We leave behind what is familiar, and move toward the unknown. And perhaps that is the greatest gift of travel. It reminds us that there is always more to see, more to learn, more to experience. From one horizon to another, every journey becomes a story. From peaceful islands surrounded by turquoise water to hidden beaches carved by time, the world's oceans hold countless wonders. The sound of waves can make us forget the noise of everyday life. A small boat crossing crystal clear water can lead to a place that feels almost untouched. Here, time slows down. The horizon stretches endlessly. And for a moment, we realize how beautiful simplicity can be. But travel is not only about landscapes. It is about people. Walk through a busy street in an unfamiliar city, and you will discover a world of its own. Markets come alive. Music fills the air. Food is prepared by hand. And every face carries a story. Every street has a history. Every smile has a meaning. The greatest memories are often found in moments we never planned. Across the world, ancient monuments stand as reminders of civilizations that came before us. Stone walls, temples, ruins, castles and forgotten cities tell stories that have survived for centuries. History is not simply something we read in books. Sometimes, we can walk through it. We can touch the stones, stand beneath ancient structures, and imagine the people who once called these places home. Travel allows us to experience history not as a distant memory, but as something alive. Every culture has its own rhythm, its own traditions, its own way of celebrating life. Dance, music, clothing, festivals and rituals connect generations together. What may seem unfamiliar to us can become one of the most beautiful parts of a journey. Because when we travel, we discover that differences do not have to divide us. They can bring us closer. They teach us to listen, to respect, and to appreciate the incredible diversity of our world. Beyond the cities are places where nature writes its own story. Across vast African plains, wildlife moves beneath golden skies. Elephants cross the grasslands. Birds rise above the horizon. And a safari vehicle becomes a window into a world that existed long before modern civilization. These wild places remind us of something important. We are not separate from nature. We are part of something much bigger. Then there are the mountains. Silent, powerful, unforgiving. Their peaks rise toward the sky, challenging every traveler who dreams of reaching them. The higher we climb, the smaller the world below appears. But the mountains teach us more than courage. They teach patience. They teach humility. And they remind us that the greatest rewards often come after the hardest journeys. Some destinations seem to belong between land and sea. Colorful homes rise along cliffs. Boats move slowly across deep blue water. Lights begin to appear as evening approaches. Coastal towns have a special kind of magic. They invite us to slow down, to watch the sunset, to listen to the sea, and to appreciate the beauty of simply being present. And then there is food. Every destination has a taste, a smell, a recipe passed from one generation to another. Street markets introduce us to flavors we may never have experienced before. Spices fill the air. Fresh ingredients are prepared with care. And a simple meal can become a memory that stays with us for years. Because food is more than something we eat. It is culture on a plate. Some views are so extraordinary that words almost fail. Hot air balloons rise above ancient landscapes. The morning light touches the earth. And for a few moments, everything seems completely still. These are the moments travelers remember. Not because they were expensive. Not because they were perfect. But because they made us stop and look. Then the world changes again. Skyscrapers rise above rivers. Bridges connect neighborhoods. Millions of people move through streets illuminated by thousands of lights. Modern cities are places of energy, innovation and dreams. Here, people from different backgrounds meet, work, create and build the future. Every city has its own heartbeat. And every night brings another story. Far from the city lights, another kind of beauty appears. The night sky comes alive. Green and blue waves of light dance above the horizon. The northern lights remind us that nature can create spectacles greater than anything humans could design. Standing beneath them, we understand just how vast our planet truly is. And how much beauty still exists beyond what we can imagine. Travel also asks us to step outside our comfort zone. A forest trail leads deeper into the unknown. The sound of rushing water grows louder. And suddenly, a magnificent waterfall appears through the trees. Adventure does not always require something extreme. Sometimes, adventure is simply taking the next step. Exploring a new path. Trying something unfamiliar. And allowing curiosity to guide us. In the desert, everything feels different. The landscape stretches toward the horizon. The wind moves across the sand. And beneath the setting sun, travelers cross the dunes together. The desert teaches us about silence, about distance, about simplicity, and about the people who have learned to thrive in some of the world's harshest environments. The world is vast, but every journey begins with a single step. Perhaps the most important destination is not a place on a map. Perhaps it is the person we become along the way. Travel can broaden our minds, open our hearts, challenge our assumptions, and remind us that there is always something new waiting beyond the horizon. So keep exploring, keep discovering, keep asking questions, keep traveling. Because the world is filled with places we have never seen, stories we have never heard, and people we have never met. And somewhere beyond the next horizon, another adventure is waiting. Travel the world. Explore. Experience. Enrich. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Subscribe and become part of our next adventure. Because the world is beautiful, and it is waiting for you.